Hello,
I'm Grant.
I'm Min.
I'm Ryan, and today we'll be answering this question: how do changes in sense perception affect the emotions of ourselves and those around us? We chose this topic because we have a friend that was already attractive, but when she moved back to Korea, she decided to get double eyelid surgery.
And to try to explain these types of decisions, we will be analyzing how different cultures' physical expectations and changes in sense perception affect a person's decision to get a plastic surgery. In addition to plastic surgery, we will be also discussing the effect sensory disability have on the way people view the world around them and how it affects their emotions.
We chose this topic because we were curious about how the blind and deaf experience emotions compared to how those with all five senses experience emotions. And this topic falls under both natural and human sciences under areas of knowledge. And in order to discuss these points, we will discuss three different perspectives: the perspectives of the patient, the doctor, and the peers.
One of the perspectives on plastic surgery is the patient who receives the treatment. There are two viewpoints from the patient: one who needs it for medical reason and one who needs it for vanity. The patient who chooses for vanity reasons may have several reasons, such as the patient having the lack of confidence in their physical appearance, or criticism from multiple people, or even for psychotic reasons, for example, getting revenge on his or husband or wife. Prior to the surgery, he or she mostly have felt negative feedback from the society that led them on to get plastic surgery. A factor that needs to be considered to why the patient receives plastic surgery is because the culture he or she grew up in, which socially accepts and some even advises to receive surgery, for example, the Korean and American culture. A Korean patient will receive plastic surgery mostly for vanity reasons, for example, the double eyelid surgery, which is very popular, and to some it isn't normal for someone to not receive double eyelid surgery. However, in the American culture, women decide to get double eyelid surgery only if the surgery improves their looks. The patient's main reason is to be socially accepted into the society to better their lives with new positive emotions. The other perspective of a patient is that plastic surgery is a necessity because of medical reasons. The surgery may lead to survival and help them live a much healthier life, which would lead to better positive emotions. Although there may be some negative emotions received for getting the surgery, but in the end there are more positive effects than negative effects, which to some people may feel it is worth to get plastic surgery. I mean, statistically, 87% of patients say they are satisfied with their lives after they have received plastic surgery. The statistics make sense because when you have received plastic surgery, for example, the person begins to find jobs easier because the interviewer is easily swayed by the person's attractiveness. However, some don't believe it is ethically correct because we were naturally born to look the way we look before getting any plastic surgery.
I'll be discussing the point of view of the plastic surgeon performing the surgery. First off, there are two types of plastic surgeons: those that want to help people feel more confident in their appearance, and those that do it just for the money and don't really concern themselves with the well-being and morale of their patients after their surgery is over. In Korea, doctors are used to the large amount of facial enhancement requests and don't really have a negative or positive emotional reaction to their patients after or before. In Korea, girls mostly request facial enhancements, so the doctors see it as helping the girls adjust to the world and the peers that get it, and everybody's going to get the same thing, so the doctors are just used to it. In Los Angeles and Hollywood, in America, there are a multitude of surgeries performed. So in that certain area, it all depends on the area where you get the area where one surgery is most prevalent. In Los Angeles and Hollywood, all surgeries are performed. There are all kinds of people. Unlike in Korea, in the U.S., plastic surgeons see each surgery as more of a personal enhancement, not a way to fit into society, a way to fit into your certain group and in your own personal self-worth, rather than fit into society's self-worth. You're adjusting yourself to yourself and others around you, not adjusting to society. Korea, you get the facial surgery because everyone else is getting the facial surgery. But in the US, you get certain surgeries depending on what you personally want to enhance. In both cultures, both in Korea and the US, the doctor sees what you look like before the procedure and after the procedure. So unlike a guy that would think you are more attractive after the procedure, the doctor thinks of you as the same because he saw what you were before and what he did to you after. While this may seem more like a positive thing about plastic surgery, it can also be negative because some doctors don't care at all about you. they see you as a walking payday, which is why they don't treat you any differently before or after. Just one of their pieces of art, another accomplishment for their job. And there aren't many differences between doctors in Korea and the U.S. or between the two cultures. Most similarities because of the same impersonal relationship that exists between both the patient and the doctor. 13% of patients may not be satisfied with their surgery, but most doctors don't concern themselves with how you feel after and the outcome of their work. Going back to the original question, how does sense perception affect emotions? From the doctor's point of view, it doesn't affect it at all because they see who you truly are, they see what you were before and what they made you now. So in essence, they see right through you, and it does not affect their sense perception does not affect their emotions at all.
Okay. So I'll be talking about peers and how they affect the patients to make a choice to have a plastic surgery or not have surgery. And because the peers are the people who accept or disagree to do plastic surgery, and how can their perspective affect emotions? And there are two types of peers: one who have not gotten the surgery, and one who have gotten the plastic surgery. There are differences because one one has not have no experiences getting surgery whatsoever, and one has have went through it and knows how it feels and how they've been through all the emotions and stuff. And for the peer who have not gotten the plastic surgery, they will try to support their friends to teach and guide into the right direction, and they don't disagree or agree with the plastic surgery because they have never experienced it before. Like, but they feel afraid that something might go wrong. Like, because we always hear some people die from plastic surgery. They might and something might go wrong in the surgery. Like, and so we keep hearing about negative things about plastic surgery. So is plastic surgery a good thing or is it a bad thing? Now the peers who have gone to plastic surgery, well, they will agree that you should get a plastic surgery because they have experienced it and no problem without a doubt. About 87% of the people who have gone to surgery were satisfied and said the chance of infection during the surgery is about 1%, which is a very low risk. And in Korea, Koreans are rarely judge other people who have gotten surgery, and I think it's normal. Well, because a bunch of celebrities in Korea have gotten a lot of surgeries, and so why not the whole people? Everyone should. So everyone should get plastic surgery because it's normal. So and patients were most likely believing the peers who have gotten the surgery because they will give you more positive advice and will say it was not a problem. So is plastic surgery ethical? Well, to the people who have gotten surgery, it is.
A soldier has received severe damage to his face and he has the option to get plastic surgery. And he chose to do cosmetic surgery because he wants to look normal again and not be judged negatively by his peers.
This instance in which plastic surgery is performed is more widely accepted because although the soldier does not need surgery to survive, he needs it to fit into society.
But while this is more widely accepted, those that get surgery for purely cosmetic reasons because they want to look better, they were already accepted by society. So, and they just want to be more accepted. This is how our society functions. Like, we understand that this man needs to fit into society. People will judge him. But if you already look normal and you just want to look better, you're being judged, but you're not being judged as much as a soldier would. So in this real life situation, the soldier's decision to get plastic surgery would be more widely accepted than a normal person just getting plastic surgery just because they want it would be.
So, our second subject that focuses on our knowledge is sensory disabilities. People who have sensory disabilities are affected more emotionally than people who have all senses available. The reason is because a disabled person lacks ability to gain a certain amount of knowledge that is going on in their environment, though their emotions are greatly affected.
Specifically, a person who is blind can no longer judge people based on their appearance and must rely on their other senses, such as hearing and taste. The emotions of a blind person could be considered a truer love because since they cannot see, they have to rely on their love's personality, and that makes them a truer love because you're not judging people just on what you want physically, just by what you like in a personality.
The emotions of a deaf person, on the other hand, must be based solely on looks because they cannot hear the personality or emotion of people around them. Judgment must be based on body language and facial expressions. These are the only two senses that directly relate to objective judgments in the human race. Taste, touch, and smell are all indirect judgments made after initial judgment. Getting plastic surgery for purely cosmetic reasons and changing our sense perceptions of ourselves benefits our emotions because we feel better about ourselves, yet peers might feel different and it might affect their emotions towards you negatively.
Getting plastic surgery for medical reasons when your disabilities affect your ability to live or you are seriously disfigured can only benefit your emotions and those around you because you're correcting what damage was done and you're returning to your normal facial or body state.
Okay, now we're going to talk about how we can make progress towards this knowledge issue. Truly, we can't really make too much progress towards it, because fixing this knowledge issue, sense perception and its effect on emotions, would be changing it, would be trying to change it, would be trying to change human nature. Because how we see people, whether we think we judge people or not based on their first experience, we still judge them no matter what. And doing this would ruin our world and how we live. Because both animals, humans, everything on the planet, we judge by looks first no matter what. So changing our sense perception and how it affects our emotions is just normal for humans. Yet by not getting plastic surgery, we can avoid damaging our sense perception, which in turn damages our emotions, because changing how you look changes for people's emotions about you. Plastic surgery and sensory disability damage the senses, but in turn damage our ability to find our true emotions. So we can work a little bit towards fixing this knowledge issue by lessening the amount of plastic surgery for purely cosmetic reasons, only for medical reasons. So that's the way we can figure out how to fix this knowledge issue.